Hey everyone. Oh, I'm so excited. The sequel. We're hitting the sequel, Dishonored 2. There's so much that I want to say about this game. Is it better? Is it worse? It's both. And that's why it's so interesting to make a let's play about, or long play, however one of my associates keeps referring to it as. But basically, I'm just gonna try and change a couple things from last playthrough. First of all, the same associate who is arguing let's play versus long play here. He did make a good point, and that is, in the Dishonored 1 playthrough, there were a couple times where I kind of spoiled an event by talking about how it is something that will happen. To be honest, I don't think it's as big of a deal as he made it out to be, but I'm gonna try and avoid speaking about events until they happen. Then I'll give like either a recap or my thoughts on it. There's so much in this game that I'm gonna give my thoughts on, and I think that's the important part. Is in Dishonored 1, you know, it's all there at the face value, but in this game, there's just these little things that add up. Some of them are like incredible little details, and some of them are just aggravating flaws, and that's what I really want to look forward to when I'm making this Let's Play. I'm going to point them out, I'm going to discuss it in depth. Educated discussion, yeah? Okay. Now I gotta cue up the sound, hold on. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, that should be good. Alright. Ooh. I'm going to blur this part of the screen at the top right here because it is the advertisement for the DLC. And the DLC, it's like main poster kind of has a spoiler for something, and it's kind of foregone at this point because the DLC's been out a while. But for anybody who hasn't really been keeping up with Dishonored 2, the whole series, I'm gonna blur it out for the sake of having the DLC have a better reveal than if it just showed this right away. Alright, but first off, I'm gonna start with doing the tutorial. The tutorial gives a little bit of context. It's not that important. You can just start like straight off the bat with the normal game. But B, the tutorial kind of demonstrates some new stuff that this game does that Dishonored 1 didn't have, and they're all welcome additions, so let's get to it. Yep, and when you start the normal game, it prompts you if you want to do the tutorial anyways, so I'll get it out of the way. You can choose to skip it. As Emily Caldwin, ruler of the Empire of the Isles, you have numerous enemies. Your father is Lord Corvo Atano, infamous royal protector and spy master. In the years since he took the throne, Corvo has spent many hours training you in the arts of stealth and combat.
I remember training with my father in the years after the rat plague. Someday, he said, our enemies will come for you.
So here is Dishonored 2, rendered with the Void engine, an in-house modified engine that they use for making this game.
Sounds and smells of Dunwall never change much.
You'll also notice that
This
right
is
off the
my
bat,
city.
we have a voiced protagonist, which we did not have at all in Dishonored 1, and you play as, at least primarily, I'll get to this later. Oh, I'm doing it again! I'm gonna say, you play as Emily Caldwin in this game. Emily, from the first game when she was 10, is now an adult. And the Empress, as was the ending of the first game, at least in the low chaos one. So, the Void engine does this incredible, like, it just does this incredible stuff with, like, lens flare and lighting effects on the camera. How light creeps around corners. And what I think most importantly is that it allows them to make very, very big levels. Dishonored 1, like, we got levels like Caldwin's Bridge, which are split up into smaller sections. In this game, there's basically no level that's like that. Entirely one single section, no loading screen in between them. And it's great. I mean, it's honestly such a welcome improvement. So, they really get to have fun with the level design in this game. which I really
What training
adore.
regimen does Father have in store for me today?
All right, Majesty. Let's see what you can do.
Yes. So, I did confirm it in the last playthrough, but for a quick recap, Corvo Attano has been confirmed as Emily Caldwin's father. They basically start off the game with confirming that, so that suspicion from the first game is right out of the way. Yep.
I've got a slide.
Hurry!
Next.
Ugh. Get to it. Come on. Whee!
All right. Good.
Oh, hold on. I gotta get in position.
You'll have to sprint, vault the obstacle, then slide under.
Did it. What's next?
So, look at all these like little intricacies, like these little nooks. Oh, I just adore them. It's the kind of stuff that they could only do with this new engine, which I really like. When they make a new engine and they modify an existing one to conform to exactly the game they're making, that's when you know there's going to be a lot of passion in the project. Of course, they're swimming still. And I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to pause the game a bit, go into settings, and increase the brightness. Wait. I'm not sure how this happened. But it became very dark all of a sudden. There we go. I hope this doesn't look strange in the recording. There we go. That's a bit better. Clarity is important. Oh yeah. Ooh. That's a nice little change from Dishonored 1 to Dishonored 2. For whatever reason, your character in Dishonored 2 is absolutely yoked and can climb chains like nobody's business. Insanely fast. You wouldn't want to compete with that
I
guy.
could spend every day running and jumping.
There we go.
Now to test my agility.
Ah, isn't this great? I just love it. How
Sprint to build up speed before you jump.
Hey, quiet. How Dunwall is rendered in here, the alleyways. They did a lot with verticality in this game. Yep.
Come to me.
I got you. I got you. Oh, it's just so beautiful. I love it.
I'll have to jump up and grab the edge to climb over.
You've learned well. Let's see how quiet you are, young lady.
Oh, here's the stealth tutorial. It works basically the same way as last time. Assuming that you've watched my first playthrough.
Sneak up on me, if you can.
I mentioned in
Father's
Dishonored
always on
1.
about the value of quiet feet.
I mentioned in Dishonored 1 something. I forgot. Hey. I like how it has a special animation because this is just training. It's a cool little detail.
Don't let me hear you or see you.
Didn't see anything at all.
Crouch
Why
down
fight
and
when you can
approach from
slip past?
behind.
Oh yeah.
Remember, a pistol will wake up everyone in the building. Your crossbow is quiet.
Oh, hold on. What? Am I messing up here? I'm normally able to hit this. What is going on? Am I out of bolts? Oh, there we go. I gotta... Okay, so I have the setting enabled for locking on to certain things. I don't know why. Is the tutorial kind of messed up this way? There we go, look. Bit of a lock on.
for some more weapons and combat training. Let's beat each other up, shall we?
Okay.
Yes. You hit hard. That's my daughter. When someone swings a sword at you, block.
Since we have the time to speak here, Corvo is now voiced from the first game, and he is voiced by, I don't know the exact name of the voice actor, but it is the same voice actor as Garrett, the main character from the Thief series, which I think I mentioned before. The developers of the Thief series went on to develop Dishonored as a kind of spiritual sequel.
Quick. Smart move.
There we go.
That'd stop even the most black-hearted killer. You can choke an enemy out, even in combat.
Oh, and here's a good new addition. Non-lethal straight-up combat. If you parry someone right, you can go directly into a chokehold from the front. Very good. I like it a lot.
Go for the fatality.
Here we go.
Feel better knowing you can take care of yourself. When trouble does finally come, you're ready to fight.
Alright, that's the whole tutorial. Kind of abrupt ending. I want to get started on the campaign now. So, let's go. New game. That's my save from before. And the difficulty. Oh, I like this difficulty menu because more enemies appear on screen as you go through all the options, which is cool. That being said, I initially, when I played through this game the first time, well, when I got it on computer, I used to play through this on PlayStation 4, but this says for veterans of Dishonored. That makes it sound like it's going to play like the first game, doesn't it? Like the enemy detection and all that and the combat. It doesn't. For whatever reason, I know that it's called hard, but it changes the settings so that enemies are way more perceptive than they usually are. And it's kind of irritating. I would go so far as to say medium is probably the best way to play through this game. You can also do custom settings and tweak stuff from there, which is a cool thing that you don't see a lot of games have nowadays. But I'm gonna go with medium for this. Oh, yeah, and there's the tutorial. Today marks the anniversary of the death of Empress Jessamine Caldwin, assassinated 15 years ago. Yeah, so 15 years between Dishonored 1 and Dishonored 2.
Why do we celebrate the anniversary of an assassination? 15 years ago, in the middle of a plague that nearly destroyed Dunwall, a paid killer assaulted the palace where I was born and stabbed my mother in the heart. In the aftermath, the men who sent the assassin tried to use me as a pawn in a game of power. They would have succeeded, but my father, Corvo Attano, hunted them down and cut their conspiracy to pieces. All these years later, am I the ruler my mother wanted me to be? Now, we face a new crisis. A monster the papers are calling the Crown Killer has been picking off my enemies and dressing it up like my father and I are responsible. I don't know whether to get on a ship and sail to the opposite side of the world, or to have everyone around me executed.
Watch your step, Majesty.
I'm not looking forward to all the ceremony today.
Your signet ring. There, you're ready.
Thank you, Alexei. Open the doors.
Imperial Majesty, Emily Caldwin.
Loyal subjects, we're going through a difficult time, but today we honor my mother, the late Jessamine Caldwin. May her memory survive through the ages.
Emily.
You look tired, Father.
Every year, I think the anniversary of Jessamine's death will be easier, but it never is.
I wish Mother was still the Empress. I don't think I'm very good at this.
You're still learning. Don't worry about the rabble-rousers, and we'll catch the Crown Killer, eventually.
People are saying it's you. That these assassinations are a misguided effort to protect me.
No, someone's trying to make us look guilty by targeting your enemies.
I wish I could just run away from all this.
Sometimes you do. You think I don't know about your nights out on the rooftops? Courage. The ceremony will be over soon.
Royal Protector and Father. I should have passed a law against that combination of titles years ago.
Your Majesty, before we begin the day's observances, we have an unexpected visitor, the Duke of Serkonos.
Ramsay says the Duke is bringing special gifts.
That's intriguing.
His Grace Luca Abel, Duke of Serkonos!
Mechanical soldiers? Amazing.
What is this, Ramsay? I didn't authorize those things.
Your Imperial Majesty and Royal Protector Corvo Atano, a native of our homeland. Serkonos offers condolences on this sorrowful day, and gifts to remind you of our nation, the rising star on the southern horizon.
We thank you, Your Grace.
Save your thanks. For now, I give you the greatest gift of all, family. I present the lost sister of Jessamine Caldwin, your rightful Empress, Delilah Caldwin.
Impossible.
My mother had a sister?
My dearest niece. Hello.
It's not true.
My father was Emperor Yuhorn Jacob Caldwin, and Jessamine was my younger sister. At the time of her death, I wasn't ready to make myself known to you, and I was forced to leave Dunwall. But now I'm home.
If you really are my mother's sister, you're welcome to stay as long as you like.
Little Sparrow, blackened by bad memories, I'm here to relieve you of your crown. My father's promise, whispered in secret so many years ago, is now fulfilled.
Watch your tongue. Emily Caldwin is the daughter of Empress Jessamine Caldwin.
Royal Protector, how naive to think you could get away with these murders. Living in my palace has protected you, but that's over. Hear me, all of you. Your rightful Empress has returned.
All hail the Empress Delilah, first of her name. Arrest Emily Caldwin and her father for the Crown Killer murder.
What?
Your sword can't still my heart.
Okay, so here comes a bit of gameplay, first in a while. That opening cutscene is great! Oh, I love it! It's one of the best I've seen. That being said, time to get to the oddly not relevant gimmick of this game, which is that there's two playable characters. We have Emily Caldwin, who, well, she's a new character, that's the thing. And you think you'd want to play as her, but then we also have Corvo from the first game. What's really odd here is that Corvo doesn't get any, like, new powers in this game. They're all the same from the first game. Which is weird because in Dishonored 1, they really could have stood to improve some of Corvo's powers. Half of them weren't very good. And I'm just going to get this out of the way. Emily Caldwin is the canonical player character in Dishonored 2. Dishonored 2 canon, Emily Caldwin is who does all the stuff in this game. So we're just going to play as her. Because, I mean, we've already played as Corvo, although he does get a new voice actor now, and that is really nice. But I do think that her voice actor does a really good job. It's interesting to play as her, because she comes from a unique perspective, being the Empress. And B, she has new powers, and the powers are really cool, and I'm really excited to show them off. Oh, wait, did I just spoil that she gets powers in this game? She's the main character of a Dishonored game. She's going to get powers, but let's play as her. Where's the enter key?
I will cast you in cold marble.
And then this happens.
No! Sweet girl, over time you'll come to love me. Perhaps someday you'll see me as the mother you lost. But until then, you'll be kept out of trouble.
I'll lock Lady Emily in her chambers, then I'll bring her to Coldstream Prison until her trial. My father lost it all when I was a boy, so now I wear this uniform, and I send 20-year-olds out to patrol the Rose Gardens instead of drinking with the men from the shooting club.
Captain Ramsey, I heard shouting. Lady Emily, what happened?
That'll be all, Captain Mayhew.
No!
So that's the rook, his fancy weapon. What kind of sword folds in half? There's a legend in the Tower Guard about the Empress's last resort, a safe room inside your chambers holding enough gold to buy a good-sized island. They say that this ring is one of the only 2 keys to exist.
What happened? Alexei. The throne room. Father. Nothing I can do alone. I need to get out of here.
So that was a lot. That was a lot to take in.
Sir, how long is it going to take, Captain Ramsey?
Hold on, one more bit.
These bastards are working with Ramsey and the Duke of Serkonos.
Moving up in the world, he's old blood, one of the good families. And now that he's helped the rightful Empress take the throne, the Ramseys are going to be back in fashion in Dunwall. You'd be smart to remember that.
Okay, so, to recap a bit. Delilah, the villain from the first game's DLC, is the main villain of this game. It is kind of an odd choice. I don't think it's a terrible choice. I think she has a lot of cool merit as a villain. But it's very odd that all of a sudden this character who was only in the DLC to the first game is back and suddenly the Emperor's long-lost sister or something like that. I like this game. I don't want to like go right off the bat and say, oh, this game has some really weird bits to it that are like not great. I like this game.
Should I just spin it and pick a place to hide for a while? I need time to think.
Do I like Delilah as a villain? I'm gonna hold off my commentary for the most part and let you guys decide.
How many times have I looked at that skyline? It feels like everything just changed.